He is Jalen Rose.
What up, dog?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in.
Together with Jalen Jacoby, what is it that we do?
We get a people. What they want.
2 days away from the NBA Finals matchup between the Warriors and the Raptors. But we're talking about the Lakers. Because the Lakers are still in the news after yesterday's big news drop about the turmoil in the organization. Oh, guess what? Magic Johnson just happened to be on a Finals preview special with Stephen A. Smith and Wilbon. And here is what he had to say about the report and the turmoil and the accusation.
I've never sat in an HR person's office in 35 years. 2 years with the Lakers, no HR appearance. Jeannie Buss, do you think Jeannie Buss will allow me to abuse the employees? If that was the case, she would have called me in. Joe McCormick would have called me in, the lawyer for the Lakers, as well as Dan, the other lawyer. It never happened, right? I'm a person who brings everybody together, uplift the employees. I've never abused an employee, and I never will. That's not what I'm all about.
So as you can tell from what he said, he was accused of being a harsh manager and being very demanding, and people didn't respond to that. Jalen, what do you think about Irvin Magic Johnson's comments?
I think we shouldn't be leading our show with this.
Okay.
Because we should be talking about the NBA Finals, and the Lakers and Magic are forcing themselves into the news cycle, and we're falling for it. If the Lakers win a championship, guess who's going to be trying to get fitted for a ring?
Magic Johnson.
Okay. If they don't win a championship, everybody's going to point the finger at Rob. That's all this is. And so while Magic has done an amazing job of becoming an entrepreneur, the Hall of Fame mogul, my idol, my mentor, when you see two people disagreeing, you have to take a step back and say, am I favoring the person that I like, respect, or know more, or am I jumping to a conclusion? Rob is new at the job. But people that say a first-time agent can't do the job.
First-time GM.
A former agent can't do the job as a GM. You're clearly not paying attention to the league because Bob Myers is doing it in Golden State. Arn Tellem is the person that took the Pistons from the Palace in Auburn Hills to downtown
Did you do
Detroit.
some research?
Okay, so it's incomplete, the job that Rob is doing. However, let's talk about some of the things they did together that are really important. They brought LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
How about that? Isn't he one of the best players, if not the best player in the game?
At the time, he was the best player unequivocally in the National Basketball Association.
So if you're able to bring LeBron James, that's pretty good, right? And I'll give Magic a lot of that credit because he was the person in the room closing the deal.
Yes.
However, they worked as a tandem. Magic knew what he was signing up for. Jeannie was in power already, his sister. But guess what? She had already hired Rob, and Luke was the coach.
It's already there. And Magic mentioned that yesterday.
Anybody that watches this show heard me say this will be Luke's only year coaching LeBron. So Jalen, why is that? Because when you have an iconic player like LeBron James in his 16th year, you have to get somebody in that he's familiar with because they don't have time to waste. LeBron James gets hurt in Golden State. Everybody panics in the building. We need AD right now. We can't wait till the end of the year. Then all of a sudden, you engage with the Pelicans. LeBron is talking about it publicly. He's drafting teams for the All-Star game, talking about it publicly. Magic is on Kimmel talking about it. But the problem is the deal ain't done.
Not even close.
And so,
all that talking ain't helping.
And so you don't go get Paul George together. Okay? You tamper allegedly
You
with
don't get a
Greek
meeting
Freak.
with Paul George.
No doubt. And so now all of a sudden you go back to the drawing board, the Pelicans ain't dealing with you. So now you ruin your season. I'm a person that felt like if the Lakers were going to get in the playoffs with a healthy LeBron James, they would have barely gotten in. Barely. You know why? Rob and Magic decided to sign Rondo, Lance, and Michael Beasley.
Yep.
Okay, anybody knew that that's not enough shooting surrounding LeBron James.
It's not, everyone points to them being like basket cases or tough personality. It's not about that. It's about their actual basketball game.
And also, Magic is the person that said, they want to play LeBron a lot at center. Remember I said, center?
How many? Wait,
In the West?
Just trying to think. Maybe in some lineups he's played center, but how many games has he played center?
Not gonna be able to do it in the West. You can play an undersized guy like a Jared Dudley at the 4 or 5 in the East.
Sure, or for a few minutes
Against
here
certain
and there.
lineups, you ain't getting away with that in the West. These are all things we was talking about in October, November, December. LeBron James gets hurt. So now they fall out of the playoffs. And what I see now
Lonzo got hurt too. Don't sleep on that.
Correct. What this is a CYA situation. I never felt like drafting Lonzo Ball was a horrible decision.
No.
What I felt was a bad decision was saying his number gonna be in the rafters. Who said that?
Someone else might be wearing it.
Magic said it
Well,
when he drafted Lonzo Ball. So I hope both of them accountable for some of the bad moves that the Lakers have made. Now that Magic has ejected himself, Rob gets a chance to see what he's able to do. Frank Vogel, good basketball coach. Wow, y'all was able to get Jason Kidd as an assistant? He went for that? Like, that's a good move.
those are good moves.
Okay? They still have their young assets. They still have LeBron. And guess what else happened under Rob's leadership and Jeannie Buss' leadership? They got the 4th pick. So now that becomes another asset to move for AD.
Or somebody else.
To get a max player this offseason. So don't cry for the Lakers.
Oh, they're gonna be fine.
And say Rob and or Jeannie are doing a poor job when I think the Lakers are in a good situation going
Jalen,
forward.
You know I don't like to give you credit for things. But
Never.
You cut to the core of this issue. We always say happiness is a function of expectations. And what you pointed out to me today is exactly where the expectations that Magic set he didn't live up to. And we start here with him on Spectrum a while ago when he was first introduced. Here's what he said
Enthusiastic.
on Wax. I think that if it was probably any other situation, then I wouldn't have, left my business aside, left my business to concentrate fully 150% on Laker business. But because of her leadership, Jeannie's, and I know she wants to win bad, that I decided, hey, I want to work side by side with her. So that's what he said when he was introduced around that time. Here's what he said on First Take to Stephen A. Smith and the First Take crew, just last week. Let's listen.
When we sat down and negotiated, I told her, I said, listen, I can't give up all my businesses. I make more money doing that than becoming the president of the Lakers. So you know that I'm going to be in and out. Is that okay with you? She said yes.
This is a classic example of new car smell.
Ooh.
So excited when you get a new ride. Like I used to be when I got new gym shoes. I used to race everybody in the neighborhood. I felt like it made me run faster when I got new kicks. Everybody that has a job knows where I'm going right now. When you first get the gig,
Oh, yeah.
oh man, I'll be the first one there.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be the last one to leave.
Oh,
I'll do
yeah.
whatever you ask me to do. As a matter
Of
of
course.
fact, I love my job so much, I would almost do it for free if I could.
And
I love it
I
that
love
much.
this.
And then when you start to work the job, you start talking about all the things you don't like. And then somebody else on the sideline is saying the exact same thing. If I had that job, I'll be there early, I'll work late. So this is what happens. You take over the Lakers' position. You say that you're going to invest 150%.
100%. Put your businesses aside.
Because they still make money.
Even if you're not managing them day to day.
When you're putting them aside, they're still making money.
He didn't shut them down.
He didn't shut them down.
Yeah.
He didn't close them. He said, go push them to the side. The one thing I noticed in that interview, and I don't have a dog in this race. Again, I have to stress this. I went to college with Rob. Magic is my mentor. If I text both of them right now, there's a good chance that neither one of them gonna text me back.
I like it.
So I don't have no dog in this race, okay? But when they both see me, it's 100, like family. I don't have to tell people you're not in the office that are in the office because
You're not in the office.
and they can see it for themselves.
Jalen.
That was the one thing that he said that he had a problem with, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now let's flip it. there are some things that Rob did that were just not truthful. And it's unfortunate that he's getting a reputation for that. Like, don't say a Dark Knight story about Kobe Bryant, you setting up a dinner, when we know that actor had passed away.
Still haven't heard from Kobe on this.
But here's where you're going to hear from Kobe. And this is where people should pump the brakes on trying to pile on the Lakers. And again, it just fascinates me that I'm defending the giant here, the Lakers. I'm doing it. Let me tell you why. You know who Kobe O'Brien on the phone with trying to recruit right now to come to the Lakers?
And we'll tell you right. Coming to you live from Pier 17 in the South Street Seaport. Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby. Also, brought to you by Delicious Heineken.
I love Heineken. Have you ever tried to open up a bottle with your teeth?
Once, and I will never do it again. So, Jalen, not only do we have Magic responding to the ESPN reports, we have this little ditty from Rick Bucher. Shout out to Rick Bucher. He was on my guy Colin Cowherd's show.
The Herd.
And he dropped a little information. He said that Kyrie Irving is actively being recruited to join the Los Angeles Lakers. However, that's interesting. But he is saying that Kobe Bryant is involved in the recruitment. Is that surprising to you?
Not at all. Where did he play for 20 years?
The Los Angeles Lakers.
How many championships?
5?
Correct. Don't you think he wants to see them win more?
I think he does.
Especially with Rob Pelinka in tow.
Is now the time that you want to inject yourself in Laker business if you're Kobe Bryant?
Here's why you want to inject yourself in Laker business. He's never been removed. He just don't talk about it. As long as Rob Pelinka's working in the front office.
That's a good point.
For those that don't know, Kobe Bryant and he are not only like best friends, but they worked together and had a business relationship for 2 decades.
So you think that Rob Pelinka has, I don't know, ran some of these decisions by Kobe Bryant?
Why would he not? Kobe Bryant's a basketball genius. He's invested in the Lakers, and he has relationships in the league of people that he mentor, including Kyrie Irving.
So when Jeannie Buss hires Rob Pelinka, is she also hiring the brain of Kobe Bryant?
Of course.
Does Kobe Bryant get compensated for this?
Of course.
How does he get compensated?
How does he get compensated? When the Lakers win. That's how he gets compensated, okay? And so here's the dynamic that people have to make sure they pay attention to. Not only hiring Rob gets you Kobe, but getting you Kobe gets you relationships with current players in the league.
Because this ain't the first time Kyrie and Kobe have discussed. You remember when Kyrie hit the 3 to take down the Warriors, what did he say? Mamba mentality.
And that's what a lot of players across the league are now saying. So when Kobe Bryant picks up the phone, it carries weight. And it's a different weight when he's speaking on the behalf of somebody that he's been knowing for 2 decades. And so it makes sense for Kyrie Irving. Now, Kyrie naysayers will say he's going to crawl back to LeBron. Other people will say that's a mature move, understanding that he can't be the best player on the championship team. Why not go team up with LeBron in his 17th year and try to bring that level of glory back that you guys were able to attain together? On paper, it makes sense. We'll see how it plays out.
Bucher, my guy, also said that the Nets were in play for Kyrie. If it was down to those 2 teams, which one do you think Kyrie would be more likely to play for?
The Lakers.
Love it. I love it so much. If Kyrie announced that he was going to the Lakers, oof, we think this is big news.
So here's what I want to say about the Nets. I want to make sure I give the Nets and Knicks credit because for national consumption, the media are going to push everybody to LA.
Of course.
For people that don't follow this industry, media members, they love palm trees, lowriders, and movie stars. They love spending time in LA to cover LeBron, to cover what's going on, the latest and greatest. So indirectly, you emotionally funnel people there. You're gonna see Doc Rivers. You're gonna see Magic Johnson, all coming out of the woodworks and doing interviews. You don't see that from the Nets.
Nope.
You don't see that from the Knicks. They're just behind the scenes grinding, trying to put themselves in position. And so many dominoes are gonna happen this offseason in the league. Guys like Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, Boogie Cousins, Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton. These are all players that we're not talking about. Yeah, we're gonna talk about KD and Kawhi and Kyrie and Clay.
Yep.
But there are a lot of other dominoes that have to move on the chessboard. I think the Nets kind of have an infrastructure already. I think the Clippers kind of have an infrastructure already. So do the Lakers with LeBron. If you want a blank canvas and you're KD and Kyrie, go to the Knicks.
Go to the Knicks.
So now they can build around you. And then you can have the product that allows you to say, we did it on my terms.
Yes. Jalen, you spoke with Adam Silver today.
Yes, I did.
Our former colleague Mark Stein also spoke with Adam Silver.
The best commissioner in the game.
And the best commissioner in the game says he's actively studying 2 competition formats to add to the NBA. One would be a mid-season tournament, like a cup tournament. The other would be a play-in to the playoffs. I love these ideas. These are innovative, forward-thinking ways of making following this league more fun. And he said, quote, "Why does such a long basketball season only offer one true prize?" End quote. I fully support these ideas. How do you feel?
Are you serious?
I'm very serious.
Okay.
Before you speak, I want you to know that the Podfather also supports these ideas.
I love Bill Simmons.
You would never disagree
If
with
it wasn't
me
for
and
my
Bill
brother,
Simmons.
we wouldn't be on.
We're 2 of the people closest to you.
And I just said that Adam Silver is what?
The greatest commissioner in the world.
Okay.
Facts.
So that means
That means you support these ideas as well.
this isn't a political affiliation where I'm going to blindly follow every idea or every thought somebody has, including this one. And let me tell you, I'll tell you 500 reasons, Rye, but let me just start with 10. The league does give more than one award out during the year.
Not for teams.
They're called MVP, Most Improved,
Individual
Sixth Man of
awards.
the Year.
Individual awards,
They're
not awards
still
for organizations
awards.
or teams.
Okay,
fan bases.
you want to go there? Let's go there. You live this league. You're up watching these games at night. You're
Late.
consumed by it every
Too
day.
late.
So much so that you're a Die-Easy fan. You'll root for the Knicks.
Everybody.
You'll root for the Celtics. You'll root for the Clippers. You're even a LeBron James stan,
I'll
and you
watch
root for him
one
everywhere you
game
go.
on my phone and one game on my TV.
Correct. You're the kind of person I want to ask this question to because purists watch our show. Can you, David Jacoby, and anybody else watching the show, if you can do it, please do it slowly because I want to give this Jeopardy Family Feud type exercise to the rest of the world.
Okay, great.
Simple question.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yep.
Can you, David Jacoby, name for me the current divisions in the NBA?
No, not doing that. Not doing that. Nope. Nope. But
Can-
what is your point?
I'm
How
about to
this?
get there.
Let me ask you a follow-up question. What is your point?
Can you name any of them?
Atlantic.
Okay. What about any more?
I just told you, no, I can't do this.
Okay, so just think about that. The reason why you can't name the divisions is the same reason why other fans can't, number one, and number two, can't name for you who won the division this year.
That's not a prize.
It is a prize. It's called playoff seeding. You're wrong. It is a prize. You win your division, you
Okay.
get the host. No, I'm not finished.
No. I'm not finished.
If there
You're
is-
not discussing the topic at hand.
I'm about to go
which
there.
is adding
I'm
the
going there.
mid-season playing
I'm
tournament.
going there.
Okay, you really do. You really are taking your time with this.
No, I'm going there. Drive Miss Daisy with me. So, you can't name the divisions. People can't name who won the divisions. This is why there's certain franchises that don't even hang division championship banners.
Okay.
Okay. This is why I related back to what you just said. Because if divisions are already irrelevant, whatever prize you're talking about right now that the teams are going to win, they're going to be less relevant than divisions. And divisions determine playoff seeding. It's really important who wins a division. It determines playoff seeding.
Okay.
We're going to care about a soccer style 41 game play-in. The Sacramento Kings just beat the Charlotte Hornets, so here's your mid-season championship. Get out of here.
Okay, do you enjoy the NBA playoffs?
Love them.
Do you enjoy March Madness?
Love them.
What if you combine those two?
You can't.
So for 2 weeks, in the
can't.
middle of the season, you had a single elimination tournament. You're trying to tell me you're not watching that? You're trying to tell me we're not excited about that? You're not trying to tell me that's an enhancement to the league over the All-Star break and the All-Star game?
No! Because it's not relevant. It's not important.
What's irrelevant? Okay, it's not.
It's not
but
important.
The greatest commissioner in the world addressed just that. He said, organizations can evolve and start new traditions. It might not be relevant right now because it doesn't exist, but you know what? It does become relevant when the confetti falls and the trophy gets raised and the fan base is excited about it. Just think about how excited the Raptors were just to get a chance to win the championship.
So you mean to tell me the Detroit Pistons fans would be happy if in February we won a 2-week tournament?
I'll tell you why.
That
I'll tell you.
means
Oh, you just
nothing.
set yourself up. I'll tell you why.
You
Let me tell you
really
why.
believe that?
Because those Detroit Pistons fans are also Detroit Lions fans, and they've never won anything. So they would be so happy about that.
You just got on me by saying the Pistons won the first quarter. You just got on me saying the Lions won the first half.
Yeah.
That's all this is. Nobody's
No.
gonna care about this.
Okay,
I gotta-
how about this? You can watch the skills competition. You can have that. You can have the 2 thumbs down bounce pass into a net. You can have that all day long. Enjoy your skills competition because I'll be watching actual competitive basketball games with an actual trophy at the end.
So let me get this right.
No, get the skills competition. You can do that.
You think the players
Enjoy the skills competition, Jalen.
You think the players that don't go hard in the All-Star game, this one game, is gonna go hard for a meaningless play-in tournament halfway through the year?
You think there's no?
You really
you think
expect
there's
that?
financial incentive if you win this
you
tournament?
really expect
There
that?
is financial incentive if you win this tournament.
I'm not rolling. And here's the thing. Right now, the regular season awards are irrelevant because the NBA doesn't announce them until June 24th. So now you're gonna tell me playoff play-in is relevant when James Harden for MVP ain't even relevant no more.
Okay, now you're talking about something completely different. But when we come back, you and I, 2.5 years ago, discussed something with an NFL player that seems to be coming to fruition right
I'm
now.
Pele.
What?
It's a soccer idea.
NBA Finals Game 1 is almost here Thursday night. 8:30 NBA Countdown, 9 o'clock. The big game between the Warriors and the Raptors. And the WNBA season is underway. The Las Vegas Aces go against the Phoenix Mercury Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN 2. Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Yesterday, Sports Business Journal's Liz Mullen reported that NFL Players Association Executive Director DeMaurice Smith did something very interesting. He wrote an email to all the players' agents and said, you know what? Better start saving some money because he warned of a, quote, work stoppage of at least a year of length, end quote. The NFL's current collective bargaining agreement expires in 2020. Jalen, we've talked about this for years.
Years.
Do you
For how long?
Years. Do you expect to see a lockout in 2020?
You ready for this? I hope so. Now, big bank always takes little bank. So therefore, this theory that the players sitting out versus the owners' finance, that's a battle on paper that they will never win. However, it's a sacrifice worth fighting because in a sport so physical, you actually don't lose time on your career by not playing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just like Le'Veon Bell.
This ain't baseball. Yeah.
So while you're going to short-term miss that salary, you still have the ability and you still have the help. So when and if the issue is resolved, you go back to your regularly scheduled program. Now, there are gonna be some people that become collateral damage that the league wanna just use as an example, like, oh, okay, number 48 man, you think you wanna be a guy to sit out? We're gonna cut you. It's gonna be some of those.
Sure, rookies and stuff, you know what I mean? You just get drafted in the league and all of a sudden you're not playing.
But for the greater good of the game, I've stood on the table for NFL players. Richard Sherman has come on our program and echoed this as well.
Richard Sherman was on the program?
Yes, indeed.
Let's check that out.
If we want to, as a NFL and as a union, want to get anything done, then players got to be willing to strike. You know, I think that's the thing that guys need to 100% realize is you're going to have to miss games, you're going to have to lose some money if you're willing to make the point, because that's how MLB and NBA got it done. So I think guys need to reevaluate how they look at contracts and how they look at longevity and things of that nature, because NBA players like, KD and LeBron are sitting there taking 2-year deals like it's nothing. They're like, I'll take a 2-year deal because I'm going to wait for the salary cap to increase and get another bite at the apple. In our sport, they won't do it.
Interesting. So here we are. We're 2 years closer to the collective bargaining agreement ending, and it becomes a reality. So my question for you is, what do you think they should be asking for in these negotiations?
So off the top of my head, because I don't write anything, I don't prepare at all, I'm going to give you a couple of things that's really important for me to see happen as it relates to the NFL players in the next collective bargaining agreement. I'll just call these reasons that are worth striking. Number one, guaranteed contracts. Like, it's 2019. NFL players, those deals are basically written on toilet paper. I know you get a guarantee, but after that, you could be released. I looked no further than, I'll never forget this. I looked down at the paper and saw Donovan McNabb, who had just went to the NFC Championship game 5 years in a row, led his team to the Super Bowl, got traded to the Washington football team. And all of a sudden, they were struggling. And I looked down, wait a minute, they just gave him an $84 million contract? I'm like, it's just monopoly money, okay? So that's the number one thing. The second thing is slowly start to fight for the marijuana policy. For those who haven't been paying attention, have you ever seen a baseball player? Have you ever seen somebody in NASCAR? Have you ever seen somebody in golf? Have you ever seen somebody in tennis get punished for marijuana use?
Don't forget hockey.
Have you ever seen somebody get punished for marijuana use?
No.
It only happens in the sports that just happen to be predominantly black.
They test for it in other sports.
But they don't, I said punish.
Yep.
Okay. In the NFL and the NBA, these are both two sports that should try to fight for that. Another thing that the NFL should try to fight for, that you can't enter the draft until you're 3 years removed from your high school class. Maybe 2 years, or maybe you just get a chance to choose when you want.
Now you got people just not playing the end of their college careers. Just not playing.
Correct. So those are a couple of things that stand out to me, that if they want to grow their game and give the players a level of autonomy that they deserve, the only way you get it is to hit the owners and the fans and the media and fantasy football owners and bettors, now that it's legal, in the pockets. You think there was an uproar when Colin Kaepernick took a knee? Imagine if NFL players decided, we ain't playing this Sunday.
We're not playing. So what are you going to do about it? It's interesting. Now, question for you is this: Demora Smith writes this email, and I believe that part of the reasons he writes this email is because he's very concerned about the players' finances, make sure they're saving some of their money and putting a fund together for the younger players. That's true, genuine concern of his. There's also, whether it's 0% or 100%, just part of the negotiations. Just so we talk about it, and the people that work for the NFL, they see this information, they see this news story. How much do you think that balance is?
90% of players, David Jacoby, spend 100% of their first contract. You're getting it for the first time.
Sure. And you think it's going to last forever, too, because when you're 23, you think you're going to play for 15 years.
You just said two different things that are important. Number one, you think it's going to last forever. Number two, you're betting on yourself.
Yeah.
I won't be able to do this.
Look at me, I'm getting buckets.
I'll be able to do this for a while. Of
course.
And you purchasing everything for the first time. Mom's house, mom's car, dad's car, your house.
I mean, that's true. Like, there's some benchmarks, things that you need to do only once.
Yeah.
You have to do them in your first contract.
You're buying everything for the first time. And then you're also making mistakes that you realize, you know what? I don't need the biggest rims. I don't need the biggest tires.
Maybe a record. Maybe my homeboy's record label wasn't the best thing to invest in.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to do a bad investment.
Yeah.
So there's a large portion of football players based on the dynamics of the draft. See, the NBA, only the first round is guaranteed, just like the NFL. But the NBA only has 2 rounds. The NFL has 7 rounds. Okay, so you have an influx of players each year coming into the league that are still on their first deals, still on their rookie deals. And I would think that that's maybe just the dynamics, that probably is 33% of the game, You can't finance all of those people, and all of those people don't want to be without checks. So that becomes the haves and the have-nots that has prevented NFL players from striking. Now, if you have your high net worth players say, okay, I'm going to help put aside a level of finance so that these guys can still be okay.
Which they do. There's a fund that they contribute to in these
in the
scenarios.
event of a strike. And then when we all get whole, everybody get reimbursed. That should be the system that they're trying to do. And I think that's why DeMorris is now sending out that email to start planting that seed that he hopes is going to become a harvest.
And now, it is time for news that matters. Jalen, we are serious journalists here. We have a journalistic duty to correct the misinformation that we give to the public. Yesterday, we misinformed the public. We gave bad information about LeBron James yesterday on the show.
We get bad information about a lot of people. There's no researcher on our show.
So, Jalen, yesterday we featured LeBron James on Memorial Day in his backyard, and what was he wearing on his head?
A do-rag.
And we claimed that he wears that just to cover up what's going on under there, that he has no waves. We've got new intelligence on this topic. Look at LeBron James on his IG story. Are those waves, Jalen?
Not only are they waves, and I'm really happy, but I really appreciate that part of the front of hairline, and it looks like a shag in the front.
It is like the waves don't fully break on the beach. You know, the waves not fully formed. The waves hit a sandbar at one point about 20 feet out shore.
And the only reason why we tease LeBron James, because he's the greatest of all. He's the greatest of all time in so many things.
Oh, yeah, he's got everything.
He got production
The
companies
family,
and movies.
the Hall of Fame career, the
an
greatest of all
iconic
time. He's the
player.
GOAT.
He a mogul.
There's only one
He
thing
got
he's not
Nike.
perfect at.
Correct.
He's changing the world. He's more
sta-
than an athlete.
Right.
He got his homeboys' businesses.
Correct. His foundation.
He's perfect.
Partner with
His son is gonna go to the
Akron
league.
public school system, and he influences students.
God,
like,
he's perfect.
but he does have a shag in the front.
He does. And you know what? That's not his hair. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest.
Let's look at the middle.
He
You
got
see
waves,
what's going
and the
on in the
waves
middle
is
right
all
there?
natural.
What's going on
What's happening in the middle?
What's going on in the middle? He got the brains blown out in the middle back there. But I'm happy to see any brother, especially in his 30s, trying to rock the waves. And I remember speaking into a microphone when Reggie Hooks of this program challenged me to get waves. He told me, you got to bring them back and make them cool again. And all I know over the last couple of years...
now you're claiming you invented waves?
No. I'm saying that I'm an industry tastemaker. And a couple of years ago when I started this journey, people weren't rocking them. It just wasn't the thing to do. Now, people are doing it. People was rocking cornrows. People were rocking the trife cut. Now people rocking waves.
Waves are definitely cultural. But next, it's cultural
So are do-rags.
regional.
I talk a lot about hairlines. When there's a slit right down the middle, that's a drop top. When you have the sunlight able to beam right on the top, that is the brains being blown. Now, when you have the Manu Ginobili, you know what that's called?
No. No.
I forgot what it's called too.
Welcome back to Jalen and Jacoby. Jalen Rose, we explore all aspects of this society on this program. And one thing that we've learned is it's not all cut and dry. It's not all black and white. There's a lot of gray area. We explore that gray area in a segment we call cultural or regional. First of all, I want to apologize to our audience. We haven't done cultural or regional for quite some time. And
Too long.
in the time that we've been gone from cultural regional, there has been so many debates that have been raging amongst the staff about what is cultural and regional. So we have a fully staff-provided cultural or regional segment. Are you ready, Jalen Rose?
Been so long, I'm missing you, baby.
I'll take that as a yes.
Anita Baker.
First,
I gotta go see her in Vegas.
ordering for your date. Cultural or regional?
That's love. Neither.
We always move on from cultural regional. I'm going generational. I don't think people do that anymore. I don't think people are doing that anymore. I'm gonna have this and she's gonna have that. I think they only do that in like the 50s.
No, here's a different way to look at it. I'm gonna give you a progressive way to look at ordering for the person that you're eating with. You look at a menu, and a lot of times it's like, okay, maybe I'll order this and you order that, and we'll
collaboration.
share.
Oh, see, my
and
wife.
the same with the sides.
You want to know how my wife orders for me every time we go out? I'm gonna have the hamburger, but the chicken looks good.
Correct.
That's how she orders for me every time. I'm not allowed to make my own decision. She'll make it for me.
But that lets you know that it still
But
exists.
it's not collaborative.
But that's love, though.
Okay.
Because you're still like, what people gotta understand is eating a meal is like a fellowship. You know what I mean?
Break bread. That's why they say
that's
break
how
bread
breaking
together.
bread.
Okay, next, we have a voicemail from someone on the staff.
Hi, this is Zuriel from the office, and I have a cultural regional question for today. High school senior pictures.
High school senior pictures. Cultural or regional?
Cultural. A lot of people that look like me, sometimes when they walk across that stage, they might be the first person in their family to do it. And as somebody that's the founder of a charter high school that sees kids walk across the stage each year, as somebody that's done it, oh man, somebody get a high school graduation photo, it's up on the wall.
Okay.
It's immortalized.
I think this is universal. I think most people have high school senior pictures. Let's move on.
Do you have yours?
No.
I have mine. Point exactly.
Glamming for the gym. Like makeup for the gym, getting
cultural.
ready for the gym.
Cultural.
I'm going regional. Why do you think it's cultural?
I'm going cultural.
See, this is regional. This is only the coastal elites. This is only big cities. Like if people that are in the Midwest, people in the South, they don't look good for the gym. This is like a California thing.
You changed my answer. You're right. This is not only gender specific, but it's regional.
It is. This is like a
Because-
California thing.
And New York, when
Yeah.
you're on the big stage,
Miami.
it's like, I gotta look good all of the time.
All the time.
Because ain't no telling who I might see or what cameras might be available.
I'm going to the corner to get some milk. Let me get my hair right. This is regional.
I agree with you.
The next one's simple. Talking to strangers, cultural or regional.
Talking to strangers just not allowed. Something you shouldn't do. So if that's the case, then I gotta say cultural, because I'll walk past somebody I don't know, even if they know me in a minute. Yeah,
You talk to every stranger that says hello to you. Every single one.
that says hello. That's the difference.
Okay. See, I'm saying this is regional as well. This is regional. I've been to every corner of this country.
You know what? I'm glad you're bringing this up.
I've been to every corner of this country. New York City, not talking to strangers.
I got a beef in New York.
Not talking to any strangers in New York City. Chicago, not talking to strangers. Detroit, not talking to strangers. Los Angeles, talking to strangers.
Well said.
You are.
Well said.
It's just nice out. People are
Atlanta,
happy.
talking to strangers.
Talking to strangers. This is almost weather-based, I'm going to go with. I just broke
agree.
this down. This
Yes.
is weather-based. This is regional.
Here's my beef with New York City.
Oh, no.
When I walk down the street, I realize something. That I'm just like moving out of people's way all day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It started to be refreshing when I'm like, I'm walking straight down. And if I bump into 10 people in the process, so what? I was clipping people. It felt great. I think I separated one guy's shoulder. Like, when you're walking down the streets of New York, do you feel like you're moving out of people's way all of the time?
There's two categories. One, New Yorkers know how to dance the dance. We compromise. You move a little, I move a little. We're all weaving, trying to get where you're going. It's the tourists that are the problem.
Okay.
They don't know what they're doing.
Okay.
Like you can tell someone who's lived here for more than 2 years knows how to dance the dance. If you're brand new here or you're from somewhere else visiting here, you have no idea what's happening.
Am I wrong to be one of those people that
Yes.
feels like
Yes.
whether you're on the sidewalk or whether you're at an airport, if you're on the right side, you should walk on the right side.
No, that infuriates me. Walk on the right side.
I hate when people feel like they're gonna walk on the left side.
No.
Basically,
You're not
into
wrong.
oncoming
You're
traffic.
not wrong. I feel like saying something sometimes.
Okay.
Like, what are you doing over here?
Right, I feel like-
we all have an unspoken agreement.
You should get a ticket for that.
There's an unspoken agreement.
You should get a ticket for that.
I'm gonna write a long email. Next, this one I love. Taking a me day, cultural or regional.
Oh, that's international.
Universal?
That's international.
I think this is cultural. I
No.
think people like me take more me days than people that look like you.
No, because we take sick days.
Jalen, we are so close to game one of the NBA Finals. I've put together a list of predictions for you to evaluate for game one. You will get those right after
I'm going to surf the crowd in giraffe.
Welcome back to Jalen Jacoby, Jalen Rose. You will be there in Toronto for game one of the NBA Finals. Now, I have a list of predictions that I believe will happen in game one of the finals. And I want you to evaluate each one. Are you ready, Mr. Rose?
Bring it on.
My first prediction, guarantee. Draymond Green and Serge Ibaka have a hold me back moment.
Those letters are so small, I assume that that's what that says. I agree with you. They will have a hold me back moment. Not because they're not both tough guys. It's the fact that that's the role that each of their teams need them to play.
Serge
and they
gets under
guard one
people's
another.
skin. They both get under the other team's skin. That happens. Next.
I need some glasses.
Prediction. Yeah, I can read that fine. Next prediction. Paul Pierce forgets his passport.
I can't put that on him. Let me tell you why.
Yo, what, you know that could happen.
It could happen, but I got to tell you something else off wax.
What's that?
Jalen and Molly were doing a lot of scrambling this last 48 hours. We tore our house up trying to find passports to the point at 2:01 yesterday, we were going to go to the place and try to figure out ways to get emergency passports.
For real?
I have a passport card. I was checking flights to fly to Detroit so I could drive to Toronto because you can't use it via air.
Next. That's hilarious. I'm not even allowed to keep my passport in my house. Next. Marcus Gasol plays less than 17 minutes.
That is a pretty accurate prediction.
Okay, thank you. I like that.
Except the Warriors going to start Andrew Bogut.
Oh, yes. And then they'll start. That'll be the first 8 minutes of the game. Next. Kawhi Leonard dunks on Draymond Green.
Oh, he going to dunk on everybody.
Oh, guaranteed. So we're just going to move on to the next one.
He dunking on everybody in every
one.
series.
Everyone wonders where Drake is. It's the beginning of the game.
Draymond Green plays defense.
Drake's not in his seat. It's the very beginning of the game. No one knows where he is. His boy, he's got 2 seats, texting furiously. No one knows where he is. And then, right before tip-off, the mascot comes out to the middle of the court, takes the dinosaur head off, and it's Drake.
That'd be a great idea. The crowd would go crazy.
If you're listening, Toronto Raptors entertainment people,
That's a great idea.
finally, Warriors win by 10.
You're wrong.
What?
Toronto Raptors, who struggled in game ones in the history of their playoffs as a franchise, play really well versus the Warriors without Kevin Durant.